To you, welcome to the Red Road East. I'm your host, Fierce Truth Seeker. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so today is Sacred Sun Days, and we're continuing the conversation of the sermon on parasites are demons. Okay, and the last time that last Sunday we got into a lot of good information about the parasites, and we looked at some of this book that I recommend for everyone. Okay, I'm not going to go backwards on the information. If you want to hear the beginning of the discussion, then you can refer to last week's sermon. Okay, however, we had some good input from the chat. Okay, and I thank everyone who joined us in that last discussion. And before we get started, I want to say that for those who are generous enough to leave a donation, I left in the chat information for where you can leave a donation via PayPal and Cash App. Okay. So, with that said, yeah, some people had expressed that with the parasites, a good way to get rid of the parasites is using turpentine, which that's an old remedy. Okay, that's an old remedy. Uh, However, there is some debate on the safety of using turpentine. And I know there's a lot of research that had been done in that area, and I have not done thorough enough research on it to say yay or nay, only enough to say that yes, I do know some people who are like really into the whole turpentine use. Okay. And I do plan on having someone on who is going to discuss that. But again, however, there's different schools of thought on adverse effects on the body with regards to using turpentine. So we're going to look at both aspects, not in this discussion, but maybe in the next discussion, we'll look at that. But my whole thing is too that an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Okay. And what I wanted to do in this particular discussion is some supporting documents and information with regards to what I said in the last Sunday. Okay. And I see that there are people who are coming in and leaving probably because they feel that this particular discussion is not relevant to them. However, it very much is, because I guarantee you, all of you who are looking at this video right now has some type of parasite or parasites in your body, and that is affecting you right now. So, me, I don't like to talk. I like to bring receipts. And I do want to say that I will be sharing a video two videos, and I do not own the rights to these videos. Okay, under the Fair Use Act. Okay, this is for educational purposes only. I do not own the rights to the videos that I will be sharing in this discussion. Okay, so with that said, before I share the videos, I actually want to share a document. I'm going to share the screen. So, as I told you all last week, before you can even attempt to take an herb to try to attack these parasites, you have to first, they put on a bulletproof armor. I'm saying that not literally, but, figuratively speaking. Okay. And this, what I'm sharing with you, has to do with biofilms. Okay. So I'm going to read this here to support what I was saying last week. Biofilm, parasites, and my health. What does biofilm have to do with parasites? As I write this, and this website is Truth in Process. Okay, that's the website. So it says, as I write this blog post, my thoughts go to how poor a name biofilm is. Then giving it more thought, it is actually kind of accurate. I guess it is not a good name because it's not trendy or catchy sounding. Maybe we should call it body tartar. Now, I'm thinking the name is accurate because it's very direct to just what biofilm is, a sticky film. When you brush your teeth every morning, you are removing biofilm. For me, that was an aha moment. So, that is what biofilm is. It isn't a mystical creature lurking around in my body. Biofilm is a collection of sticky film that harbor harmful microorganisms all over our body. An easy way to explain is to point out that dental plaque is a biofilm. Also, slippery film on a rock in nature is biofilm. It is a slippery buildup that is natural and protects and harbors bacteria, fungus, mold, and protists or algae. Biofilm forms in colonies throughout the body and also offer protection to parasite colonies. Remember, I told you before, they have protection, and you have to break through that layer of protection before you even get to the parasites. Biofilms are responsible for a number of diseases. Biofilm gives bacteria, fungus, mold, and parasites protection, resulting in a resistance to antibiotics and your body's natural immune system. Biofilm colonies are very difficult to disrupt effectively. See, this is what I was saying last week. Inhibiting and breaking up unwanted biofilm accumulation allows for natural gut immunity. Then your beneficial bacteria can maintain a healthy balance of good and bad intestinal bacteria. In my own health journey, I have used our biofilm and parasite cleanse offered at our center. Now, I can't co sign on the product that's being pushed here. I'm just reading this for the informational purposes only with regards to biofilms. Okay. but I have not tested their particular product and I'm not endorsing it. Okay. If you want to use their product, that's on you, but I'm not endorsing it. I'm just reading the article with regards to biofilms and what biofilms are and how they relate to parasites. He says, I have seen large reduction in parasites, inflation, and an increase in bowel function and immunity. So, if you are looking to do a parasite cleanse, it is important to address the biofilm issue as well. And this is why I'm sharing this article, because this is what I was saying last week. It was in regards to the fact that before you can attack the parasites, you have to first address the biofilm issue. Okay. In the Ayurvedic medical system, neem and tulsi holy basil have stood the test of time and are well documented to inhibit unwanted biofilm. So that is why they are key supplements in our cleansing recommendations at the Trust and Process Digestive Center. Okay, again, I'm not endorsing any product because I don't know. I haven't used their product, and I don't endorse anything that I have not used myself and cannot vouch for. Um, so he says here at their center, they recommend colonic treatment in combination with cleansing to with help your body to dispose the detoxing biofilm and parasites. This makes sure once you do all the work to dislodge body waste, then the colonic it is removed effectively from the body, leaving you with better health and stronger immune system. Okay. So, you know, not just about just taking an herb per se. Okay. And I see that we have some people in the chat. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I just want to queue up the next, what I'm going to share next. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, oh, Firebird is in the house. Okay.
And she does spend a lot of time here.
Hey, shoot.
Hey, I just
Yeah.
got your text, your
Oh,
message.
okay. I'm gonna mute your mic for a minute, and I'll bring you in when we start the other discussion.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
All right. Okay. So again, um, okay. Hold on 1 second here. Yeah. For those who want to leave a donation at the top of the chat, I left information where you can leave a donation via PayPal and also Cash App. Okay. And so we have some people in the house. I want to just acknowledge who we have in the house. Ashe Marie. And Ashe Marie says parasites within the body equals parasites in your life. Work from within. I know she says work from, yeah, within out. Starve them out of the body. Yes. and life through fasting, dry fasting, incineration. Say it again, Ashe Marie. Say it again, and I'm gonna say amen because that's what I was saying last Sunday. You have to starve them out because even if you do all of that, see, I know people who, they do all the turpentine and stuff like that, but if you're still eating the processed foods, if you're still eating that Mickey D's human meat murder burger and Fred Flintstone French fries that turn to stone in your colon, then the parasites are just gonna come back. Okay. So that's why I say, okay, turpentine and black walnut and all that's cool, but an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. You can do all that stuff, but why not get to the source, okay, and stop them from coming in the first place? Well, you're not going to stop them from coming because you can, you know, pick up a piece of lettuce and get a parasite, okay? So, you know, but you want to starve them out, do regular fasting, as Sister Ashe Marie is saying here. Okay, I thank you for your comment, Ashe Marie, because that is very appropriate. Okay, and hey, Awanasa, hey cousin, how you doing? All right, so right now I'm gonna share another video, and again, I do not own the rights to this video under the Fair Use Act. This is for informational purposes only. Okay. So I'm going to share a supporting video to support what I was saying last Sunday about parasites and how they a lot of times mock cancer and even fool the doctors. This is a video supporting what I was saying. Okay, I had never seen this video before. I just came across it today, but it is just co-signing on what I was saying. Okay, a lot of times people think, oh, they got cancer. A lot of times a parasite infestation. I said that last Sunday. Check this out.
A 41-year-old man in Colombia with HIV infection presented with fatigue, fever, cough, and weight loss. He had been non-adherent to therapy with a recent CD4 count of 28 cells per cubic millimeter and a viral load of 70,000 copies per milliliter. Stool examination revealed Hymenopleus nana, or dwarf tapeworm, eggs. The patient received 3 doses of albendazole, and antiretroviral medications were reinstated. CT imaging showed lung, liver, and adrenal nodules of up to 4.4 centimeters, as well as cervical, mediastinal, and abdominal lymphadenopathy. Both lymph node excisional and lung core needle biopsies showed nests of undifferentiated cells. The cells were characteristic of cancer, but they appeared to be of non-human origin. PCR targeting eukaryotes identified Hymenopleus nana DNA. Although they were unrecognizable as tapeworm tissue, tapeworm immunohistochemistry and probe hybridization labeled the cells in situ. Comparative deep sequencing identified H. nana structural genomic variants that were compatible with mutations described in cancer. The proliferative cells had overt features of malignancy. They invaded adjacent tissue, had a crowded, disordered growth pattern, and were monomorphic, with a primordial stem cell-like morphology. The patient developed renal failure but declined hemodialysis, and he was placed on palliative care. In this case, the authors hypothesized that continued proliferation of tapeworms in the immunosuppressed host allowed somatic mutations to accumulate, ultimately leading to malignant transformation. Because HIV and H. nana infection are widespread, malignant transformation of H. nana may go unrecognized and may be misdiagnosed as human cancer. Preliminary data suggests that albendazole may be ineffective in treating clonal proliferations of tapeworm cells. invasive H-nana cellular proliferations may present a new therapeutic challenge. Full details are available at nham.org.
Okay, so that right there is in support of what I was saying. And I also want to share another video with you that co-signs on what I was saying, how the parasites influence even your thoughts and behavior. Okay, when you want to go out and eat that Soylent Green, I meant Mickey D's murder burger, when you just got the appetite to go and eat that Burger King or White Castles, okay, or even have that pig sandwich or bacon, okay, a lot of times it's these parasites and worms that are so intelligent that they send a signal to your brain that tells you to go out and eat those things. That's how intelligent and advanced they are. And in a later discussion, I'm going to show you that they are actually interdimensional demons. Okay? May sound far out and spooky. Yes, but I'm going to come and show you. Okay? So, again, I do not own the rights to this video. This is for informational purposes only. Okay, and I'm going to actually wait a minute. Let's see here. Hold tight. Okay. Gonna share the screen, and this is for informational purposes only. I do not own the rights to this video.
Which of these entities has evolved the ability to manipulate an animal many times its size? The answer is all of them. These are all parasites, organisms that live on or inside another host organism, which they harm and sometimes even kill. Parasite survival depends on transmitting from one host to the next, sometimes through an intermediate species. Our parasites elegantly achieve this by manipulating their host's behavior, sometimes through direct brain hijacking. For example, this is the Gordian worm. One of its hosts, this cricket. The Gordian worm needs water to mate, but the cricket prefers dry land. So once it's big enough to reproduce, the worm produces proteins that garble the cricket's navigational system. The confused cricket jumps around erratically, moves closer to water, and eventually leaps in, often drowning in the process. The worm then wriggles out to mate, and its eggs get eaten by little water insects that mature, colonize land, and are in turn eaten by new crickets. And thus the Gordian worm lives on. And here's the rabies virus, another mind-altering parasite. This virus infects mammals, often dogs, and travels up the animal's nerves to its brain, where it causes inflammation that eventually kills the host. But before it does, it often increases its host's aggressiveness and ramps up the production of rabies-transmitting saliva, while making it hard to swallow. These factors make the host more likely to bite another animal, and more likely to pass the virus on when it does.
Y'all know some people like that, right?
And now meet Ophiocordyceps, also known as the zombie fungus. Its host of choice is tropical ants that normally live in treetops. After Ophiocordyceps spores pierce the ant's exoskeleton, they set off convulsions that make the ant fall from the tree. The fungus changes the ant's behavior, compelling it to wander mindlessly until it stumbles onto a plant leaf with the perfect fungal breeding conditions, which it latches onto. The ant then dies, and the fungus parasitizes its body to build a tall, thin stalk from its neck. Within several weeks, the stalk shoots off spores, which turn more ants into six-legged, leaf-seeking zombies. One of humanity's most deadly assailants is a behavior-altering parasite, though if it's any consolation, it's not our brains that are being hijacked. I'm talking about Plasmodium, which causes malaria. This parasite needs mosquitoes to shuttle it between hosts, so it makes them bite more frequently and for longer. There's also evidence that humans infected with malaria are more attractive to mosquitoes, which will bite them and transfer the parasite further. This multi-species system is so effective that there are hundreds of millions of malaria cases every year. And finally, there are cats. Don't worry, there probably aren't any cats living in your body and controlling your thoughts. I mean, probably. But there is a microorganism called toxoplasma that needs both cats and rodents to complete its life cycle. When a rat gets infected by eating cat feces, the parasite changes chemical levels in the rat's brain, making it less cautious around the hungry felines, maybe even attracted to them. This makes them easy prey, so these infected rodents get eaten and pass the parasite on. Mind control successful. There's even evidence that the parasite affects human behavior. In most cases, we don't completely understand how these parasites manage their feats of behavior modification. But from what we do know, we can tell that they have a pretty diverse toolbox. Gordian worms seem to affect crickets' brains directly. The malaria parasite, on the other hand, blocks an enzyme that helps the mosquitoes feed, forcing them to bite over and over and over again. The rabies virus may cause that snarling, slobbering behavior by putting the immune system into overdrive. But whatever the method, when you think about how effectively these parasites control the behavior of their hosts, you may wonder, how much of human behavior is actually parasites doing the talking? Since more than half of the species on Earth are parasites, it could be more than we think.
Okay, so this is that cosigns on what I was saying last Sunday, about how these parasites influence our behaviors. Even a lot of toxic people that we know, even a lot of people who are evil and, give you a hard time, hard to get along with and difficult. A lot of them, have parasites affecting them, and that's how that goes. But I just wanted to share that, and I will, on next Sunday, we're going to discuss further this discussion on parasites. And again, for those who are generous enough to leave a donation, I left the Cash App and PayPal info in the chat at the beginning of the chat. Okay. And right now, we're going to end the Sacred Sundays discussion, and we are going to go into the mundane discussion. Okay. So for those who want to stay on, actually, I'm going to sign out and come back in. Okay. That way people don't get confused as to what, when they go back and replay the video, as to what is which discussion. And that's less that I have to do in the editing. Okay. So don't go anywhere. I'm going out. I'm going to sign out and then sign back in. Okay. So Firebird, I'm going to stay by your phone. I'm going to send you a link right now. Okay. You want to sign out, Firebird, from this discussion before we come back? They can hear you.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you on the next show.
And we're coming right back. So those who are in this chat, just click on when we come back in about 2 minutes. I'm just gonna set back up. Okay. Doda dog,